There's fun in learning around the bend. You could even do it with your best friend. If there's science stuff that you like to know, come watch Allie and CoCo Science Show.
Hey guys. I'm just hanging out with my flowers here. Hi. And, it's just one of those awesome gifts that you can give someone, friend, family, dog. You get them a bouquet of flowers. It's such an awesome gift, and such an awesome gift to planet Earth. CoCo, don't these smell like so good? They smell really good. Look, we got this beautiful sunflower here. These little roses, yeah, they're beautiful, right? Well, Now, do you ever stop and think how these flowers that we gift to each other are actually the reproductive organs of plants? Plants can't really move from place to place like we can. So instead, they get pollinators to move their pollen from plant to plant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's amazing how they've adapted to life. Hello. They either smell really good or look really good, and they get that pollen from the stamens of one plant to the pistil, the female reproductive organ of another. Isn't that cool? Well, it actually does. It makes sense because they're meant to be attractive, to be colorful and showy and super fun, But also, if you think about it, a flower means that plant is getting a lot of energy and growing really well. So maybe there's food with this, I mean, I'm not going to eat this, but it means plentiful harvest. So, to celebrate Valentine's Day, I love Valentine's Day. I want to talk to you guys about 5 wacky flowers that I love. So guys, get ready for the craziest flowers in my opinion. Number 5 would be foxglove or digitalis. Yeah, with these little digits. It literally means finger-like. Can I see your paw? Shake. These little digits. Yeah, a little foxglove right here. So digitalis is really cool because they're all very beautiful plants with some have spots on them, and they have interesting shapes. And in nature, they grow in very acidic soils. CoCo, you don't come from soil. While they're very beautiful and we've had them around humans for a long time, they actually have cardiac glycosides. They have digoxin in them, which increases your heart rate, and you could die from them. So no puppies eating foxglove, okay? Don't. Now, scientists have actually created a medicine to help with heart issues from the digitalis of foxglove. Isn't that crazy? I think it's pretty crazy. So, number 4 is Amorphophallus, or the corpse flower. It is known to include the largest flower in the entire flowering plant world. And that is no flower, guys. That is a 4-foot-long inflorescence called a spadix, which includes many, 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 many teeny tiny little flowers. And the flowers are actually so simplified that they're not even like the full flower that you think of with like petals and things. It has just the female reproductive organ down at the bottom, and just the male reproductive organ producing pollen near the top. So it has the pistils down at the bottom and the stamens up top. Not only are they separate, but they're opened or closed, they're on or off at different times throughout the flowering process, because they don't want to self-pollinate. They don't want the pollen from the stamens falling down on the pistils. So they have the pistils open, and then they have the stamens open. And to get their pollen from flower to flower, they're going to attract flies and beetles with, guess what? The smell of like rotting corpse, meat, garbage. It smells terrible. The thing is, they'll take 7 to 10 years to get to that point, which is insane. But that is a crazy flower right there. Is it not? Is it not? It's crazy. Number three, I have loved this plant for so long. It's a group of plants. It's a genus called Drosera, or the sundews. It's a carnivorous genus of plants with all these weird glandular tentacles all over the plant. They have two types. So the stalked gland will actually attract insects with its sweet smell, and it'll start breaking it down with enzymes to make like an insect soup. Do you want to come here? Do you want to eat insect soup? Come here. Oh, there we go. We don't want insect soup. We'll have just treats. Now, just underneath those, they have these sessile glands that'll actually just get the soup and the plant will eat it. Isn't that wild? Now, those aren't actually the flowers, but the flowers are on like a tiny spiky stick above the glandular tentacles, and they are high enough so that the pollinators don't get trapped on accident, and they are light sensitive. So if you have just a little bit of daylight, they might open up a little bit toward the sun, but if it's like full on direct sunlight, that thing is just so that's why they're like the coolest plant. There are other plants that do that, but I just like how they don't accidentally eat their own pollinators. What a good idea. Smart thinking plants. Number 2. This is a very broad one. It's the entire family of Orchidaceae. Orchids, I don't just like them because they're beautiful. I like them because they're pretty cool. It's one of the biggest flowering plant communities in the world. They have 28,000 species, give or take a few, whatever. 28,000. They are so diverse. A lot of the flowers look incredibly different, and they come up with new ways to pollinate and get their genetic material out there, whether it be by the wind, whether it be self-pollinating, or getting a pollinator to carry their pollen from plant to plant. But unlike other plants, some of these have come up with crazy ways to get those genes out there. Some will mimic insects like pollinators. So a bee might think this orchid is one they want to attack or mate with, and then they'll get pollen all over them when attacking this plant. Or they might look like a monkey, or a skull, or a weird naked old man, or a girl in a cute dress dancing, or a duck. What? Who is what? Orchids are just a crazy group of plants that every time I see a new orchid, my mind is blown. So I love Orchidaceae. Now guys, just a couple honorable mentions before we get to our final amazing, crazy, wacky Valentine's flower. First, the star flower. I think it's beautiful, and I love kind of desert adapted flowers and plants and cool things. So I just want to include that. And also, not a flower, but the mandrake, or mandragora. Not just a weird made-up herbology plant from Harry Potter. This is a real thing, and they do look like weird, creepy babies. So those are the root structure, not the flower. Moving on to the number 1 wackiest plant. Hold on your butts, kids. This is Aristolochia. No, this is the Darth Vader plant, is its given name. It is a plant found in Brazil that looks like Darth Vader. It's me, I'm not Darth Vader. And it smells just like Amorphophallus, like rotting flesh, to attract pollinators that would be visiting rotting flesh. Attracts pollinators. And in the eye sockets of the Darth Vader plant, they have like a sticky portion that traps the insects in. While the insect is fighting to get out, it gets covered in pollen. And then the plant, the Darth Vader plant, releases the insect to go pollinate. It is the weirdest looking plant that I've ever seen, and it's just really cool. It's also a carcinogen and can cause kidney issues and repels reptiles. Who Who knew? But I think the coolest thing is this adaptation that gets it to get those genes out there. Those are my 5 wacky plants. Come here. So for the question of the week, I want to know, what's your wackiest flower or plant that you've ever seen? So you just saw mine. Go ahead and comment down below, what is the wackiest plant you've ever seen? CoCo, what's your wacky plant? She got us again. So comment down below, what's your favorite wacky plant? Make sure you guys follow us on our social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We've been posting every day for Black History Month. This year we are focusing on inventors. Black inventors who, without their inventions, our lives would totally suck, is basically what we're doing. So make sure to check us out on social media, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you want to follow us for more fun adventures. So happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Tell someone you love them. CoCo, I love you. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.